Self-comparison is the thief of joy. Doesn't get much simpler than that. That's it. This has kind of been something that's been reoccurring in my life a lot lately. I think I've been in this constant cycle of comparing myself to other people, and it's like gotten so extreme where it's like every single man that I guess looks intimidating, like, or has some certain skill that like he carries so well, right? It's been like a constant battle with like myself to like try and take a step back and be like, okay, why am I so insecure? Like what's making me like so insecure? Like why am I comparing myself so much to these people? Some people that I don't even know, right? Like people who don't even like have a thought of me like at all. And here I am in my head, like looking in their yard, like what they got going on over there. And while I'm doing that, you know, I'm kind of like hindering my own growth, right? All these flowers, all these things within my garden are being neglected. And what's that doing? It's hurting me more inside. I think that this is something that, especially with social media today too, this is something that like so many people struggle with, like men and women, because it's like you have millions and millions of people's lives right in front of you on your phone screen. Your phone screen, a tablet, a computer, a television, like it's everywhere you go. And it's a constant like reminder, like, oh my God, like there's other people out there like doing like so well. There's other people like doing all these things with their life. And it's like, fuck, what am I doing with mine, right? And I think people get so lost and go down like a rabbit hole and like a spiral and get in their own head and like, essentially you're beating yourself up because you're comparing yourself to another person's life who is completely different from you, right? Somebody who was handmade by God himself to be completely different and unique to themselves as you are, right? So getting lost in like the whole, like, oh my God, like look at what this person's got going on, like this and that. I get it, you know, because it's like, you see somebody win and you're like, fuck, why don't I got shit like that, right? But I think it's easy to get lost in that. And we tend to forget, like, holy fuck, like, what do I have that other people don't have, right? Like, what are the traits that I hold that this other person doesn't have, right? And I think if we start looking at it from like a lens of like, oh my God, I have so many things that God gave me that other people might not have, right? That make me who I am, that make me stand out to my own like standard, right? Like, the competition should never be with somebody else. I know that like competition is like the biggest thing that's like portrayed in today. It's like everything's a competition. Everything is a competition. And to an extent it is, but I think the only competition that really matters is the competition you have with yourself. Like, are you getting better? Are you focusing on being a better version of yourself today than you were yesterday? Are you doing things that like are breaking a cycle based whether that be whether you were on some fuck shit, whether you were like always going to clubs, whether you were always drinking, whether you're always like smoking, whether you're always doing drugs, like all these different like things, right? Porn addiction, social media addiction, right? Just doing things that are heathenistic and kind of degenerate towards your own growth, right? That steer you away, hanging out with the wrong people, right? Spending your time on things that don't benefit you, right? Getting lost in the matrix, getting lost in a 9 to 5, like, and hear me out. Like, I know some people are very unfortunate in the sense where they have no choice. That is what they have to do. But it's like, there's a chance to break out, man, in that aspect. And it's like, you just have to literally put your fucking time and effort into doing things that help you grow, right? So if you're working a 9 to 5 and you're slaving away, like you have no choice. When you get off of work, dog, you gotta fucking put that time that you have off of work back into yourself. Even if it's late, even if it's like the middle of the night, whatever it is, man, I don't know, you just gotta find whatever it is that you can put into you and your purpose, right? And if you don't have a purpose, that's okay too. You need to pick up different hobbies. You need to keep experimenting, figure out who you are as a person, right? I think last year when I first got on like my fucking like self-improvement journey, I was just trying different shit, dog. Like I started off, I was boxing, I was hiking, I was just like playing basketball. I was doing all these different things, right? I was journaling, I was fucking like just doing so many different things that kind of like put me in a new headspace, right? Because people get so accustomed to a specific living style, right? It's wake up, go to work, right? Or go to school and then go do this and then come home, eat, play video games, or fucking hang out with your girl, hang out with your boy, like do whatever. People get stuck in this cycle, right? And then it gets too late and then you're like, I don't really feel like doing shit, right? And that's exactly how the system is molded. It's molded for you to be stuck, right? To repeat this cycle over and over again. And you don't think after repeating a cycle over and over again, you don't think you're going to fucking feel like shit? No duh, you're going to feel like shit. Of course you are, because you're fucking stuck in this never ending cycle of bullshit. But it's up to you to actually break free from that and take a step forward and do things that align with your purpose. And I'm going off a tangent here. I don't know how I led to this, right? But essentially it's like self-comparison, dog. If everybody could just focus on their own yard and focus what they got going on, man, the possibilities are endless of what you could do with your life. And I am living proof of that. I am a complete different person than I was a year ago, man. And the way I think, the way I move, it's different. And dude, this fucking fly, I'm gonna actually like kill it. He's pissing me off. He's just trying to get in the video. Like, I don't know, like, bro wants his 5 seconds of fame. Like, dude, like 3 people are watching. Like, chill, you know? But anyways, you move differently, right? Your aura is different. It's completely different when you're focused on you and you put all the energy and time, you know, that you have to yourself back into you. Like when you're in a constant like evolution of just getting better, right? And so fixated on your own path, dude, you just do this. It's natural. Like your success is inevitable. Like it will happen one way or the other, right? But I can understand why it's so easy for people to just get lost in other people's lives, man, because I'm also living proof of like, I used to be fucking on social media, like stuck and glued. Like I was stuck in the matrix, man, fucking jacking off all the fucking time, bro. For what? Like I'm wasting my life energy and forced into fucking videos of like fucking women for what? Like what? And I just feel like shit after, right? And then I'm eating like shit. I'm not exercising, like all these things. And I'm working all the time, bro. Like I got no time. And then I'm just fucking spending my time playing video games, bro. Like all this shit, like it's no wonder people get lost. And then it's so easy to just look at what somebody else got going on and like, holy fuck, like this person's winning because they're focusing on themselves. They're just doing their own thing. And it's like, fuck, like I got all these things like going on like in my life. I'm not doing shit with my life. So it's like, of course, it's so easy to hate. It's so easy to self-compare, right? It's so easy to be insecure about yourself, but you have to break the fucking mold, dog. Like you just have to break it. Like there's no easier way to say it. It's literally just going cold turkey and just trying different shit. You got to be uncomfortable. You got to put yourself in an uncomfortable position, right? Like one of the great starters for me, right? Like cause I'm barely on my phone. You can ask people that like I'm around and shit. Like I am rarely on my phone nowadays. Like when I'm in public, I'm never on my phone. Like I'll be on it maybe to like upload like a video or something, or maybe like checking in on like, you know, like analytics, like for certain things, but I don't really be on my phone like ever. Like, to be honest, like I've broken free from the mold, but one of the things that helped me get to that point too was like, I just started like, when I was in public places, I would just put my phone down. I would, instead of like, you know, like going on the calendar app or the calculator app when I'm walking by somebody too, you know, like pretending like I'm on my shit, like just put that shit down and just like walk chest up and then like, just look at them. Like, I didn't give a fuck like if I look weird, like just look, make eye contact and shit. And then you'll notice when you do that, 99% of the people that you're walking by, they're doing the same shit. Like everybody's in the same cycle, right? But the sooner that you can disconnect from like that reality of like your phone and social media, dude, there's so much life fucking going on around you. Like it's actually insane the amount of life that's going on and like you wouldn't even realize because you're so glued to it. And you mix in like all these other like vices and all these other distractions in your life. Like it's no wonder why people get fucking stuck. I get it. You know, I get why I was stuck too. But you got to fucking break the cycle, man, because if you're not going to break the cycle, how is anybody else around you that looks up to you, right? How are they going to break the cycle, right? And I mean, hopefully to God, they have the ability to do so on their own if you're not able to. But like, imagine you're like that one person in your family, and every family's got one person, and you know this. You know this for sure. Like every family's got that one person that like has to set the fucking standard. Like somebody has to set the bar so the others behind them can be able to follow along and like to get on the right tracks and bettering their lives, right? Like somebody needs an example to follow, right? Because everybody else is stuck in this fucking, this constant cycle, and everybody's just so comfortable. It's easy to get comfortable, man. And you have to be that lone ranger, man, that just takes a fucking step, a jump of like, fuck, I can't think of the word, but just a jump of faith. Is that the fucking phrase? A leap of faith. That's what it is. You just got to be that motherfucker that takes a leap of faith, man, and just fucking puts it out all on the line, man. You got to be the one to sacrifice certain things, bro, to show people like, hey, you can fucking do this too, right? And I'm kind of in that like space right now as well, where it's like, you know, I feel like my plate's so full, and like I literally feel like my life is like I'm playing like it's like a video game, and I'm playing on extreme right now. Like it literally feels like that, and I just keep adding more and more to my plate, right? And something I've learned, right, with all of that too, is just like if you want to be that person, your plate's just gonna be full. That's just that's just what comes with it, man. That's just what comes with it, and you got to be willing to make those sacrifices to put all that shit on your plate, but to also find balance in it, right? Don't overwork yourself. Don't overwhelm yourself, you know, because you want to be right within, you know. How are you going to pour into other people's cups if your cup is empty, right? How can you spread love? How can you do all these things if your cup is empty, right? You can't, right? You're essentially just pouring an empty cup into more empty cups. It would never work. And so really just hone in on fucking finding who you are. Take the time to just focus on your own shit, man. Like, fuck what everybody else has going on, bro. Who gives a fuck what celebrities got, like, going on, right? Like, I could give a fuck, right? I don't give a fuck what LeBron's doing. I don't care what Travis Scott's doing. I don't give a fuck. All I care about is what I'm doing. All I care about is what I'm doing and what I got going on, the things that I have planned in my life, and the ones that I love around me, the ones that I want to break out of the matrix, the ones that I want to help take that next step in their lives. That's all I give a fuck about. I could give a fuck about any other bullshit. I could give a fuck what anybody else got going on in their yard and stuff. And I sound like contradictory. Is that the word? Like I'm contradicting myself because I have been lately comparing myself and stuff. But it's like a tug of war kind of thing, right? Because 90% of the time I won't be comparing, but that 10% of the time, that insecurity that I'm still like, I still have within myself that I am slowly healing, whether that be from past relationships, past traumas, like just how I was raised, you know, just like things that were engraved in my head. Like I'm slowly changing the neurons within myself so I can, you know, reconnect into the person that I truly I was all along, you know. And, you know, it's hard, man. Like when you're so fixated in a lifestyle, man, when you got a parent that always tells you certain things, like that talks down to you, if you have an older sibling that always talks down to you, if you have people around you that are always just like shitting on you, or like you feel like you ain't shit, man, like it gets to you, bro, and it's engraved in your head for fucking ever, you know. So you get that, like, and this is also another thing, it's kind of like going off on a tangent, but it can also be another reason why you're self-comparing too, you know, because you don't believe in yourself to a certain extent. Like you're essentially saying like, I'm not good enough, so I'm just gonna like, I can never do that. Like that's what you're telling yourself. You're saying what this person has going on over here, I can't do that. So I'm either gonna hate or I'm just gonna beat myself up about it. I'm gonna be a victim about it. I'm gonna be like, man, my life sucks. My life is unfair, this and that, right? Not even realizing like, hey, like that person that you are looking at, idolizing, or is like winning in a way that you want to win, they probably went through the exact same shit, right? The same feelings and the same thoughts that you have. They probably went through the exact same shit, but there was a point in their lifetime where they fucking stood the fuck up for themselves and they said, fuck that. Like, I'm going to make a change for myself, for the ones around me, and I'm going to do things differently. Like, I'm sick and tired of feeling like this. Like, fuck that. Like, I'm going to focus on my yard and I'm going to grow what I got going on over here. And that's the message of this video. Focus on your shit, bro. Stop giving a fuck what everybody else got going on. There is not one person. Has there ever been one person? Will there ever be another person in this earth ever who's ever been like you? Dude, down to your fucking DNA, your fingerprints, not one person ever who has ever existed or will ever exist has that DNA, right? Why the fuck is it that millions, right? Millions of sperm are looking to get into this, the embryo, right? To fight to get into it. Why is it only one gets in? Why is it only that one fucking gets in? I really hope that this is right? Because I'm almost positive this is right. But why is it only that one gets in, right? And can fertilize the egg, right? And it just happened to be you? It just happened to be you and you're here? You're telling me like you made it out of the millions of other ones? What are the fucking odds of that? That's so like, dude, it's like, winning the lottery times 100. Like, you fucking won the lottery 100 different times, bro. And here you are saying like, oh man, I'm not good enough. Motherfucker, you are unique. You're a different animal. You're you're just different. And you have to embrace that, and you have to believe that. And the sooner you believe that, man, your life will change. I promise you that. But that's my little spiel right now. I'm just kind of in this headspace where I just wanted to rant. But I hope whatever it is that you're going through, you can find clarity in it. You can heal yourself of your past traumas. Take the time to yourself, man. Be alone if you have to. If you have a supporting cast around you, like, talk to people, man. Like, really just find what it is that makes you you. Like, really dig deep and fucking find the things within yourself, right, that make you you. Why you tick the way you tick, right? Like learn who you are, man. Take yourself on a fucking date, bro. Go watch a movie by yourself, bro. Literally go to a movie, buy a ticket for yourself, get a thing of popcorn, get fucking a red and blue icy, mix that shit, and go sit down and watch something, man. Just go. Like, take yourself on a date, learn more about yourself, man. Like, spend time with yourself, right? Because this even like ties into like relationships too. It's like, if you're not happy within yourself, man, how can you ever like truly like love somebody else? Like, if you don't love yourself, essentially, right? How the fuck can you ever really love somebody else? Like, I think it's way harder, right? I'm not saying it's impossible. I just think it's way harder. But that's another, story for another time, or another subject for another time, I guess. But yeah, I hope that you have an amazing rest of your week, man. I hope that you win every battle that you got fucking going on internally, mentally, spiritually, physically right now. I hope everything works out for you. I know it will. It's just going to take time, and you just got to be patient, and you just got to fucking trust God, man. Take one step at a time. Take it one step at a time, man, and live righteously. All right. I'll talk to you later. Deuces.